Hello everyone, Fez here. In this video, I'm going to teach you probably the best smart money concepts trading strategy that is available on YouTube for absolutely free. So we are going to follow 4 rules in this strategy and your win rate is going to go significantly higher. All right. So the very first rule is we need to identify the higher time frame POI. It could be auto block or fair value gap. Okay. But I personally prefer auto block. Okay. Number 2 is refinement. So we need to go on a lower time frame and we need to refine that auto block so we get the exact entry, right? And number 3 is turtle soup ABC pattern leading into POI. Now, ABC pattern is available on my YouTube channel for absolutely free. So if you don't know what is an ABC pattern or if you don't know what is turtle soup, they're basically the same thing, right? ICT calls it turtle soup, I call it ABC. The ABC pattern must be leading into your refined POI, okay? And I'll explain it later what I mean by that. And number 4, we wait for change of character plus break of structure. And after that, we look for entry at extreme auto block with fair value gap, of course, okay? So the 4th rule is very important. Notice what I said here. Wait for change of character plus break of structure. And after that, is when we only look for entry, okay? You don't want to look for entry when we only have change of character. We want to also see a break of structure. And I'll explain it later what I mean by that. So for this specific video, we are going to use 3 time frames, right? And you have to use 3 time frames for this strategy. And for this video, I'm going to use the combination of 1 hour, which would be my higher time frame, the 15-minute for refinement, and 5-minute for my entry and setup formation. So the number 1 rule is higher time frame POI, right? So let's say this right here is your, let me go here, and this right here is your 1 hour auto block, right? So this is your 1 hour auto block. Now what you want to do is you want to go back to the 15-minute time frame. So for this, our high time frame is 1 hour. For refinement, we are going to use the 15-minute time frame, and you're gonna see that your POI will get smaller when you refine it, okay? When you make it smaller. So I'm just gonna call it 15-minute refined OB, and let's make it smaller. All right, so now that we have a refined POI, right, which is an auto block here, what we wanna do is we wanna go to the 5-minute time frame, right? And when price is coming back into our POI on a 5-minute time frame, we want to see an ABC pattern, right? Or a turtle soup pattern, whatever you want to call it. So we have the A, B, C. The C leg goes into our refined POI. Okay? And the theory behind this is that we take out this liquidity, or you could call it inducement as well, right? So we have a turtle soup or ABC pattern, and the C leg, the last leg, right, after inducement. So we have A, B, C. The C leg goes into our 15-minute refined auto block. All right, so this is on a 5-minute time frame. All right, and this is very mandatory. All right, it's very important that you look for this pattern. If there's no pattern like this, then you don't look for entry. So we have A, B, C. The C leg goes into our refined 15-minute auto block. After that, you want to wait for market structure shift or change of character, right? And you want to see price retrace, not that lower. It should not refill this fair value gap below here, which would be here. It should create another higher high, or you could say break of structure, right? So we have market structure shift here, and we also have break of structure. So now we have our rules, some of the rules met. We have turtle soup ABC pattern leading into POI, and now we have a change of character and break of structure, right? So now once we have that, let me mark these out first, guys. So I'm gonna call it market structure shift, or also known as change of character, whatever you want to call it. And we have break of structure here. Whoops. There you go. After that, what you want to do is you want to look for extreme fair value gap below this level. Okay. Now you don't want to look for auto block here. Okay. No, this is not right. you want to look for auto block with fair value gap right here at the extreme level. All right. So this is the best pattern that you can follow to take your smart money concepts trading strategies. So when price comes back into your POI, I guarantee you it's going to shoot up. Not all the time, but most of the time it's going to work out in your favor. And when it does, it's going to be significantly, the price is going to go significantly higher depending on if you're taking long positions. So the theory behind this is that we have an inducement, right? Actually not inducement, this was inducement, right? And we have a break of structure. So this right here, some people would be taking their positions from this level, right? So this is liquidity and below the liquidity point, we have the auto block with fair value gap. And notice how this whole pattern is actually making sense, right? We refined our 1 hour auto block to 15 minute, and then we have an ABC pattern, right? So we have inducement and we go back into our POI, and then we have a market structure shift or change of character, and we also have break of structure. And the reason why we need a break of structure is because we want the price to engineer some liquidity above our auto block or our entry point. And it's going to be fuel. It's going to be a fuel for our trade that is going to push the market higher, right? So it's quite simple, guys. We refine our 1 hour auto block to 15 minute, and then we wait for turtle soup or a ABC pattern, right? So the ABC pattern looks like this. Let me mark this out. ABC, and for bullish we have ABC. Quite simple, right? So now this is it, guys. This is all you need to follow to be taking your entries. So I'm going to show you some examples, and then I'll end the video. All right, guys, so here is example number 1. As you can see, we had a break of structure here, and then we have this auto block right here, and we also have this auto block, but I know that price is going to react off this level, but you have to mark out these auto blocks as well, and you look for the reaction on each of these auto blocks. So now that we have marked our auto block on a 1 hour time frame, we're going to go back to the 15-minute time frame to refine it, okay? And if I go here, you can see that this becomes our auto block. So basically the first candle before after the first candle of the fair value gap, so we have this candle, and then we have a fair value gap, and then this candle, right? So the first candle is usually what I call an auto block, but you can consider this as an auto block, okay? So this is our refined POI. Now what we want to do is we want to go back to the 5-minute time from here, and we wait for price to create a turtle soup pattern, and that happened quite nicely. As you can see, we have, let me show, we have A, B, and then we have C right here. So this was inducement, right? And now we are into our POI. What we want to wait for now is a market structure shift or change of character and break of structure. So right here, you can clearly see that we got our market structure shift, right? We broke this lower high, and what we want to wait for now is price to create another higher high or break of structure. So you can see that we broke, oh my god, let me turn this off. We have a break of structure now. So let's repeat this. We have A, B, C or turtle soup pattern, right? The C leg leads into our refined 15-minute POI. After that, we have market structure shift here, right? Price goes up, pulls back, and then we have a break of structure, and below, so let me, okay. So now what most of the people would do is they would take their entry from this level. They thought that we have a break of structure. But if you look below this higher low, you can see that we have this tiny little fair value gap with OB, right? So we have fair value gap plus OB. And the first candle of the fair value gap is what I consider an auto block. So now what we can do is we can simply look for a long position right here. We place our stop loss right below this level, and you could go ahead and target these highs here, right? or you could target this fair value gap. So let's see what happens. And notice that we are currently in a New York session, right? We are in a New York kill zone. So make sure your entry is between the London session and New York session, okay? So let's see if I play this through. Boom, right? We have a beautiful entry. Now you can see that we created another higher high, but you always must use the extreme one, okay? So the price can literally, when it comes to POI, and then we have, let's say, we have a market structure shift, right? And then we have a break of structure. We can have multiple break of structures, right? Until it reaches your, if it reaches your take profit level, then the setup becomes invalid. But as long as we have this extreme fair value gap, we can look for an entry from this level, all right? So this is like extra liquidity for the market, but you can simply just have, a market structure shift, break of structure, and then we go into our extreme auto block, and that could happen as well. So now that we are triggered, let's see how price react off this level. And that was insane, guys. Like, we follow these rules, and if you follow these rules correctly, I kid you not, you're gonna make a lot of money. Of course, in demo trading, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you to use this in real markets. All right, so now we have our second target here. Let's see if price goes here. I'm not sure if it does. Okay, it does. So if you targeted this level, this would have been a 6 risk to reward trade. And let me give you guys another example. All right, guys, so here is example number 2. As you can see, we had a break of structure here, and we have this auto block right here. And we also have this auto block and this auto block, but I know where price is going to react from, so I don't need to mark this. Of course, this is hindsight. So let's go back to the 50-minute time frame and refine our auto block. As you can see, there's no fair value gap around here. In some cases, what you can do actually is if there's no fair value gap and you can't refine your auto block, you can, and I mean sometimes, okay, you can go to the 5-minute time frame and you can actually refine it to your auto block like this. So now we have our refined auto block with fair value gap. So now simply what we do is we wait for price to come back into our zone, and now you can see that we had let's make me draw this. We had A, B, C, or you could say we have a B, C. All right. So we need to have some sort of inducement before price comes back into our POI, right? So now what we do is we wait for market structure shift. Okay. So now we have a market structure shift here. Now what we do is we wait for break of structure. But now, as you can see, price has failed this fair value gap. So now this example is going to clear some of your doubts. So if price, fills in the fair value gap and creates another higher high like this, you want to wait for another higher high like this, right? So something like this. And what we have here is liquidity, right? As explained before. So what you can do is you can take your entry from this level right here. So I'm going to explain this again. We had a market structure shift right around here, and price instantly filled this fair value gap plus auto block. Now don't worry about that, okay? If price goes up, higher high, creates a higher low, and then creates another higher high, now price has left this liquidity as well. And we don't need to take our entry from this auto block, okay? This would be wrong. We need to take our entry from the auto block that is below this higher low, okay? So I would take my entry right here with my stop just below this level, and I can target, let's see when price comes back. All right, I think it comes back. No, it doesn't yet. So we gotta wait and sit on our hands. Okay, so now we finally get our entry after a long time, and we are currently in a London session. So that is a win-win for us. I could target simply these highs right here, or I could target this high around here, and this would give me a 5.29 risk to reward. We can actually make it smaller like this. So let's see how this plays out. And we hit our take profit. Notice how this trade was taken during London session, right? So you need to be really careful of that. So I hope this clears a little more questions of you that you must have in your mind. We see that we had a change of character here, but price instantly filled this fair value gap plus auto block, right? So you might be asking, after break of structure, where should be our entry? Because right here there's no fair value gap. So you wait for another higher high, right? So we have a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we can look for an entry below this level. It's literally that simple, guys. And you wait for your entry, and this was a solid trade of 5.73. So I'm going to give you guys another example, and then I'll end the video. All right, guys, so here is example number 3, and that is on gold. So we had a break of structure here, and we have this very clean auto block, you could say, around here, right? So let's go to the 15-minute time frame and let's refine it, right? So my refinement would be like this, as you can see. Let me turn this on. There you go. Now we wait for price to come back into our POI. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Let's see what price does. There you go. We have the turtle soup pattern. So you can see we have A, B, C right here. And we have a market structure shift as well now. So you can see right here. And if I keep playing this through, there you go. We have a break of structure as well. So it don't need to close above this high. It can just wick, and that would be considered as break of structure. So make sure you know that, okay? And after that, what we have is this auto block right here that we can look to take our entry. But as you can see, price anyways went ahead and broke the structure. So now what we can do is we will wait for price to come back into our entry zone. Now the entry was before 12, so we are going to be okay. And you can take your entry till 4 o'clock, okay? Before 4 o'clock New York time, PM. So you can put your stop right below this level. And for the target one, I can take my TP1 here. And my final TP would be this level here. So let's see how price plays out. And there you go. So we hit our take profit level. That was a very clean and textbook setup. We had the textbook, you could say turtle soup pattern. Then we had the refined OB. Price came to our POI. We had a market structure shift, and then we had a break of structure right here. And then price went into our auto block, and all of this liquidity gave fuel to the market, and that is the reason why we went so high. Now, before ending the video, I would like to say that you can try different combinations. It's really up to you. You can try 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute combination. You can use 30 minutes, 5-minute, and 1-minute combination. It's going to be clear to you after back testing, okay? I have just given you a set of rules that you can follow. And this will require a lot of back testing, guys. So you need to back test and test different time frames and see what works best for you. Anyways, guys, I'll end the video. And if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications, because there's so much more content that I'm going to upload in the upcoming days for absolutely free. But if you want to learn more strategies of mine, you can join my mentorship program. Actually, my mentorship is course, right? I teach all of my trading strategies. They are pre-recorded. And I also have a premium Discord. But if you don't want to join it, that's absolutely fine. And I'll see you guys in the next video.